Mainstream science would have you believe that observation and experimentation are the best ways to understand the universe. But a group of internet truth seekers have found an alternative method.
Is the moon hollow on the inside? That's a yes.
Swinging bits of metal. So how has a medieval mining scam got people asking,
do STD tests come from vampires?
And could there be some genuine science behind the stick twizzling? To understand how we reached the point where kitchen utensils are answering questions about the fabric of reality, we have to go back to medieval Germany. Back then, people weren't sitting in their living rooms asking,
is Britney Spears a clone?
They were looking for silver. During a huge mining boom, miners started walking through the mountains holding forked twigs, genuinely believing that the wood had some sort of natural sympathy for silver and lead. But the authority figures of the time quickly decided that God doesn't like medieval sonar.
Am I speaking with Jesus? Oh, hey, Jesus.
In 1518, Protestant reformer Martin Luther banned the use of wooden sticks as metal detectors, declaring it an act of witchcraft that broke the Ten Commandments. He thought the devil was yanking on the stick. But when the silver mines started drying up, these completely legitimate and highly skilled wood weavers needed a rebrand. They hypothesized that if a forked twig could find silver, surely it could find the most valuable resource on Earth. Water. In 1588, a Spanish nun recorded the first ever case of water dowsing. A guy walked onto a dry plot of land with his favourite forked stick, and presumably with the help of some friendly aquatic spirits.
The story about the human being who had an inappropriate relationship with a dolphin, is that a true story?
They dug, they found water, and the technique spread across Europe like wildfire. Naturally, as a physicist, I had to go and secure one of these cutting-edge water detectors for myself, and the accuracy is incredible. But I'll let you in on a secret. The water they found is just groundwater. It's literally everywhere. If you dig a hole deep enough almost anywhere on the planet, you will eventually hit water. But those masters of stick swinging looked at their magic twigs and saw an opportunity to move up in the world.
Would aliens immediately avoid Earth after discovering customer service jobs?
In 1692 in France, dowsers officially graduated from tracking water to tracking moral energy.
Are the labubu demonic? Yes, there are.
And in a stunning display of intellect, the French government saw this and said, let's fire the police. They hired Jacques Aymar, a peasant with a stick, to solve a brutal double murder in Lyon. Jacques walked into the prison with his stick, started spinning it like a helicopter, and followed it across the country for 4 days, which led him to a prison. The stick, apparently of its own accord, then pointed at a 19-year-old who had been arrested for a completely unrelated minor theft. But Jacques swore the stick identified him as the killer's lookout.
Can I ask you some questions about O.J. Simpson?
The courts agreed, and based entirely on the vibes of a piece of wood, the boy was executed. I need you to brace yourself for what you're about to hear. The rods are actually a steaming pile of shit. When a French prince tested Jacques under controlled conditions, he failed completely. The Inquisition eventually banned dowsing rods from court because they realised that, in general, humans make better judges than bits of dead wood. But you can't kill a good grift. In the 19th century, people decided they'd quite like to start chatting with the dead.
Is Donald Trump Elvis Presley?
The Victorian spiritualist movement was sweeping the US and Europe, and the dowsing community decided it was time for a massive technological upgrade. They ditched the twigs and invented the design that's currently plastered across the internet. 2 L-shaped metal rods held in cylinders that allow them to spin. By 1929, they'd officially rebranded the practice with a very scientific-sounding name, radiesthesia. They claimed these bits of bent copper acted as radio antenna for human souls, channeling spiritual energy directly into the metal. Thus, the copper helicopters became the paranormal Swiss Army knife. But could it possibly be that the user just spins the rods to get whichever answer they fancy?
Am I moving the rods with my thumbs?
Surely there's not some genuine science behind the rod waving. It comes down to a mechanical phenomenon called the Ideomotor Effect. When you hold the 2 metal rods in cylinders that allow them to rotate, you are creating a system of unstable equilibrium. The rods are balanced on a knife edge, and it takes a tiny, almost imperceptibly small movement of your hands to tilt the rods in either direction. But you aren't really doing it on purpose. Your brain makes tiny microscopic movements based on what you expect to happen. So if you want a yes...
Yeah, I freaking knew it.
Your subconscious sends a tiny involuntary twist to your wrists. No one is on the phone to Satan. The Twizzler's subconscious just picks whichever answer they happen to prefer. If only someone told the belligerents in the ongoing spiritual turf wars.
This Rachel lady that does the dowsing rods, She doesn't know how to use them. That's why she gets all her answers wrong.
Another creator made a video critiquing my methods, and to be honest with you guys, I really don't think that this person is actively channeling.
She doesn't even know bottom line, fundamental, witchcraft, occult, and psychics. I mean, she knows nothing.
And if this other creator is so confident, I would like to see if she would post a dowsing rod tutorial as well.
You couldn't make it up. Grown adults arguing about whose kitchen utensils have more reliable interdimensional broadband. So if you do want to unpack reality with handheld helicopters,
Elbows tucked in, the rods need to be parallel to the ground, my feet are on the ground, and my back is straight.
just make sure you aren't slouching.